getting some regular facials and some manicures and some pedicures. Let me inject this. God has given you a time to go back to school before he do the next thing in your life. God has given you a time of purification to get in your word before he move you to the next thing. And you are sitting around doing nonsensical things like complaining and whining. I want to give somebody a great slap for that. Tell somebody, stop being so horny. Now, back to my story. Mordecai had been waiting outside all this time, so you can be sure when she passed from the women's house to the throne room dressed to kill in the finest robe that Persia could supply and attended all by all the maids, his chest was struck out. You know he was bursting inside, but he couldn't say anything, so you know he was thinking, that's my little star. That also means shrub, so that's my little girl. So you know what, I came out to let y'all know that's how God feels about you. That's how he feels about you. You're his little God. God, I sure do love you. So when Esther walked into the throne room, the king was so overcome by her beauty that it was a case of love at first sight. Now, isn't that funny that she wanted to be queen based on what she heard, but he wanted her to be his queen based on what he saw. Men are just right like that, aren't they? So when the king saw her, all the visions of the other girls just went out the window. So he set the royal crown up on her head and made her his queen. Let me just say this. He didn't make her a queen because she was a queen even before she was born. He made her his queen. See, that's our problem. We waiting on some Negro. We waiting on some man to validate us, and God has already made us a queen. But we're walking around here looking like paupers and walking around here feeling sorry for ourselves, waiting on some man to make you king queen. Back to my story. Now it wasn't a worry-free job. It wasn't a queen. It wasn't a worry-free job to be queen because somebody was always plotting to kill a man. So right after she became queen, two of his chamberlains had made up in their minds to kill her. But what happened was, they told somebody until finally it reached Mordecai. And so Mordecai told Esther, and Esther told the king. Now I need y'all to get something. You've been waiting on God to do a thing for you. So you told somebody. And because they couldn't do nothing for you, and they didn't know to pray, they told somebody. And because they couldn't do nothing, and they didn't know to pray, they told somebody. I came by Abundant Life to let you know nothing is going to happen until you take it to the king. I wish somebody in here would just start taking it to the king right away. Why are you waiting? Why are you calling? Jesus. You got the answer. You got the answer. So Esther took it to the king, and the two plotters were arrested and put to death. But in all the excitement, Mordecai was forgotten. The king didn't even thank him. And about that time, the king chose the prime minister. Now, he was a man, y'all heard his name was Haman. And he wasn't a good choice. He was strong, but he was also proud and cruel and ruthless. And Mordecai couldn't stand it. And he just couldn't bring himself to bow down to him. When Haman came strolling through the palace gate, every other servant in the gate would bow down to him but Mordecai. Now, you know when that happened every day, Haman's boys were saying stuff like, man, he don't even respect you. You know they was. Come on, you know his boys would say, man, he don't even respect you. And then you know that made him so mad. And then, come on. Okay, also by this time, Haman found out that Mordecai was a Jew. So you know how he was feeling, right? He was so angry that he Haman first decided on a date that he would annihilate the Jews. And to make sure his plot worked, he went to the king and outlined his plan, acting like, of course, it was in the best interest of the king and the country, right? So the king told him to go on with the plan. He told him to write the decree and sign it with the king's name. So he called the king's scribes, had them prepare the decree, which was then sent to all the governors in order them to kill all the Jews, both young and old, little children and women in one day. A master of the whole Jewish race in one day. But when the decree had been read in Shushan, and he and the king sat down to drink, they remembered what they had forgotten. They had forgotten to run it by the God of Israel, who had a special love for his people. They had also overlooked the fact that one of the people they were going to have to kill was Esther. They overlooked it. So you can imagine how Mordecai felt when he heard about the king's decree. The Bible says that he rent his clothes and put on sackcloth and ashes and went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud, bitter cry. In fact, there were cries and sorrows wherever the decree was read. So when Esther's maid told her how upset Mordecai was, she wondered what the matter was. So she, didn't know what was wrong, she sent some clothes to cheer him up. He wouldn't accept anything. Then she sent her most trusted servant and to find out what it was. And Mordecai told him what had happened and gave him a copy of the decree to give to Esther. So Mordecai begged Esther to go and see the king and persuade him to change his mind. But Esther sent back word to say that she couldn't possibly do that. No one, not even the queen herself, was allowed to go to the king unless specifically invited. It was a law, and death was the penalty for disobedience. So to this, Mordecai replied those infamous words, "If you hold your peace now, somebody else from somewhere else with something bigger is going to come up against the Jews." And then he said, "Who knoweth whether you are come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" You don't even know why you came tonight. You don't even know why it was on you so urgently to get here tonight. I promise you, your blessing is in the building. You don't even know why you are here, but you are here for a time such as this. Let me get back to my stuff. So that touched Esther's heart, and it hit her then. Everything started making sense. She understood why. Have you ever been sitting and say, "That's why I had to meet them. That's why I had to go through that way. That's why I had to go through Samaria"? Anybody ever felt like that? So it hit her, and she understood why. As a little orphan girl, she had been made queen. So God had planned it. God knew this terrible crisis was coming, and he had made her queen to save his people. So not only did Esther know for this endeavor she couldn't be homely, she knew she would need help. So the messenger came back to Mordecai with Esther's answer. What she said was, "I'm going in. But although I'm the one going in, I need some corporate participation." Are you always the one chosen to go do this and nobody send no money with you when they you go pick out the gifts, you go plan the birthday party, but nobody wants to do it with you. Nobody wants to send you no money. Oh God, I like the wind. Yeah. So I need some corporate. So she says, "What I need you to do is gather together all the Jews in Shushan." She said, "I need you to fast for me." And then she said, "Don't eat or drink anything for 3 days, night and day." She said, "Me and my maid will fast here." She said, "Then I'll go into the king." Then she reminded him again. She said, "Now I'm not supposed to by law." She said, "But if I perish, I perish." Now I tell y'all, there are some things that I want so bad that I don't mind losing some stuff to get. Anybody in here? I may have to lose some friends. Come on, I may have to lose, some relatives. But I'm going in, and some things are going to have to fall off of me before I can get in. I wish I had, oh my God. So how the Jews must have prayed during those next few days. Even the boys and the girls prayed because they knew their lives were in danger, right? So all the next days and the days after, Esther thought about what she would do with the king. What if he was angry? He could have her put in prison, and yet he could have her killed. Then she had this bright idea. She called together her maids and told them to prepare a very special banquet at her house. She had a house and he had a house. I don't understand that. It's confusing. Okay. But it's just the way it was. Then she put on her royal robe and looked more beautiful than ever and she walked slowly into the king's house. Have y'all ever tried to, y'all must have never tried to impress anybody. And you don't just run in there like, come on, like you on a track team, do you? If you're trying to impress somebody, you don't just run up in there. You just kind of make your way slowly. It's been a while, but I remember how to do it. You just kind of walk in there slowly. And when she found herself at the entrance of the great hall where the king was seated on the throne, it said she positioned herself. She positioned herself. Tell somebody, get in position. Yeah, where he could see her, but as beautiful as she was, she had to still wait until he stretched out the golden scepter. Come on, son. So he bid her to come. He did bid her to come. And Esther touched the top of his golden scepter. He asked her, what can I do for you? Esther was ready for an answer. She had a simple request. She was simply just invited to dinner. But when she invited him, I found out not only in Esther's process did she know she couldn't be homely, not only did she know she needed help, but she knew she had to be humble. So the word humble has a few words attached to it. One of them is down to earth. One of them is meek, and one of them that really blew me away is demureness. Esther said to the king, if it seems good to you, king. The king and Haman come this day to the banquet that I have prepared for you. The king said, of course, of course. He said, oh, of course, at once. He sent a messenger to tell Haman. I don't know if Haman bathed or what, but he said, hurry up and do as the queen had asked. He said, so some of us, we are mean when nice will do. Come on. So that evening they both came to Esther's palace, but everything was prepared so eloquently. So after they had eaten and dined sufficiently, the king asked again, what do you want, Esther? And there she go again. Esther goes with this demureness again. My request, king, is that you will both come to dinner again tomorrow. See, at that time, I decided that Esther is the one that wrote the quote, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. That's what I decided. That's what I decided. I hope that's not true, because I'm in trouble. I can't say let's cook, but I tell you, that's what I decided that she wrote, okay? So he agreed, but he was getting more and more curious. So the king was wondering, what does Esther want? He wanted something, but sometimes we got to make it like it's the man's idea. So Haman didn't care what the reason was. He had never been so happy